Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, what's up? This is Max Ehrich, and you're listening to Pam and Dawn.
Hello, and welcome to our brand new show, Tuning Into TV. I'm Dawn Mack, and I'm here with my host, co-host, partner, friend, colleague, confidant, my bestie. Hey, Pam.
Hey, what do you got to say?
Okay, that totally threw me off. I was trying to think of a string of adjectives to describe you as my bestie and co-host and colleague and all those wonderful things. And
yeah.
I was trying to find some new ones to add to the list, but anyway, you must have liked it because, boy, you came out of the gate.
Well, you can just say, queen or at least princess or...
Oh, you're definitely a queen for sure. Queenie. Oh, my gosh. So how in the world are you doing?
Well, I'm just doing like A-OK. How are you?
Well, I feel like it's been a minute since we talked, like if we were talking before the show.
I know, right? I don't think we're fooling
on
anybody these days when you ask how I'm doing because like 30 seconds before we do this.
Right. The listening audience doesn't know that per se, but
well, yeah,
but yeah,
because we've admitted it before.
Right. Well, even though we talk off air all the time,
yeah,
it feels like it's been a minute since we've been on air together since our last episode. So it's good to be back, and I said that like we've taken this 6-month hiatus or something, but it feels like it. I don't know why. It really does because we're like already in the month of April. Like 2023 is now becoming this whirlwind blur, and we're up to April already. So I don't know what's happening anymore. I just get up, live my day,
well,
and I'm grateful for it.
I think part of the reason is because during the holidays, Christmas holidays, we did 33 interviews or 34. I don't even remember now. And now and we did that like in a month and a half, mind you. And we just have been doing one interview per month. So it's like it's almost like a soap opera actor doing 30 pages a day, going to a regular project and doing one page.
Right? That is a great comparison, by the way, considering our show is named Tuning Into TV. I mean, how appropriate. And you didn't even plan that, folks.
No.
You didn't even plan it. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, when you're at that level of, constantly interviewing and airing and being on air, it's kind of comes to a screeching halt. It's a nice little break, but then again, it's like I kind of miss it in a way because
and I feel like I'm forgetting to do something on certain days.
Right?
I'm just, looking at my calendar. What? I don't have anything planned today? Why is that?
I know. I keep thinking, we've got an interview tonight, or we're airing an interview, or we're going to be on air. So it's that's kind of the headspace we were in for that period of time. But nonetheless, it's so good to be here, and we want to welcome all the listeners tonight. And boy, we have got a real treat of an interview for you this evening. Our interview that we are bringing to you today is with the incredibly talented, 4-time Emmy-nominated Max Ehrich.
I'm telling you, he's always been one of my favorite when he was on The Young and the Restless, and I know Dawn and I both miss him. I know there's many out there that do, but we are very excited at the same time for his new projects. And he has an upcoming movie on TV, upcoming Up TV, up. Oh, okay, I'm back now.
That's right.
And it's called Southern Gospel, and it premieres on Easter Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to catch it. You're going to love it.
Oh, it's going to be great. And what a perfect movie to air on Easter Sunday. So it's just perfect. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. You guys out there will too. And without further ado, we are so honored to bring you our interview now with Max Ehrich.
Enjoy the show.
Hi, Max. Thanks so much for calling in today. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your extremely busy schedule. We know you have one.
Yeah, of course. Happy to talk to you guys.
Awesome. So I guess we'll start out with the same question that we kind of ask everybody, because we always get some like interesting answers. Sometimes they're funny answers. You just never know what's going to happen. But
all right.
When and how did you come to the decision to be a part of the entertainment world? And did music or acting come first?
Yeah, I mean, so I started playing the piano when I was like 4 years old. I did a bunch of like community theater at my small town in New Jersey. So I feel like that was combining like the acting and the singing, performing from a very young age. And then I broke into the industry when I was like 16, when I did High School Musical 3.
Yeah, that was High School Musical 3 was all the rage, by the way. I mean, that trilogy of movies, and then to be able to break into acting or get your major acting debut in that series was just unbelievable. And what a way to get started, by the way.
Yeah, it was definitely a dream, like, especially at that time, it was like such a dream come true, and really introduced me to film and television, because coming from like a small town in New Jersey, like it seemed, Hollywood seemed like this magical faraway place to make TV and film, and so to be able to once I did that movie, I was like hooked and was like, this is exactly what I want to do forever.
Oh, that's great. And I must say, when we saw you as Fenmore Baldwin on The Young and the Restless, we absolutely loved you in the role. I think fans still every day are clamoring. They would love to see you back in the role at some point. But when you were on that show, I mean, you were on there for many years. And what are some of the things that you learned from starring in a daytime drama that you still utilize or use to this day?
I said just the discipline. You have to learn like 40 to 60 pages a day sometimes and do a scene in one take. So I really learned how to just really be able to memorize lines like very intensely and be able to get a take right in one take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that helps you, when you do other projects that don't work as quickly and with such a huge script, because you have 30 pages in one day or something, and then you go do a project for a TV series or a movie, and it must seem really slow to you after doing the Young and the Restless.
Yeah, I'd say like that was one of the most demanding jobs in terms of like time and energy, because you have to learn that many lines and really be on top of your game like 5 days a week. It's a lot. It makes other things seem a lot easier.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that whoever you're working for appreciates your professionalism. So, that helps a lot.
Yeah, it definitely was a great like little boot camp.
Absolutely. So what advice would you give to people that are starting out in an acting career?
I'd say just to continuously work on your craft, whether that be like in classes, watching movies that have performances and directors that are really respected. I think it's really important to allow yourself to really to study. It's just like any other profession where people go to school for it. Like, you know, like I went to performing arts high school in New York, and then, but I still to this day like work with my coach and I'm constantly like expanding, and also allowing myself to have like a life outside of it, because it's really important to be able to draw from experiences to be able to give authentic performances.
Absolutely. Well, aside from being just a wonderful actor, you're also quite talented and accomplished as a musician and artist. And do you have any plans in the future to release an album?
Yeah, I'm actually currently working on one, and I have a single that's coming out this summer. So that's going to be coming off of like my EP. So I do have plans to continuously put out music.
Oh, gosh.
That's great. That's good
Thank
news
you.
because everything that Pam and I have heard you do previously, whether you were performing on The Young and the Restless or you were, you know, releasing singles here and there, I mean, it's just all so wonderful. And she and I were talking off air one day, and we were like, we really hope that you would put out an album at some point because you're so talented, and the world needs to hear what you have to offer. So,
absolutely.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, music is a really great outlet for me, and I'm really excited to be sharing my music.
Awesome. Well, we'll be watching for it, so definitely let us know, or we'll look at your Instagram or something. Is that where you're the most active, is Instagram, or any of the other social media?
Yeah, I'd say mostly. I'd say Instagram's like the main place for me.
Okay, well, we'll have to keep checking on it. Now, have you ever thought of getting behind the camera as a producer or director, or maybe to write a movie?
Yeah, I've always thought about that. You know, I have some concepts in mind that I've have on the back burner of like when the time is right. I do think it would be really interesting to direct and write as well.
Well, you know, I think that is something that if you decide to pursue it at some point, you'll be successful at that too. If your previous work is any indication, your musical ability and so forth. And speaking of, we know that coming up on Up TV very soon, your latest movie, Southern Gospel, is going to be premiering, and in which you star in it. And Pam and I we're so excited about this movie. And what can you share with us about the movie without giving too much away?
Yeah, it's really exciting that it's coming to Up TV because it was just theaters, and for people that weren't able to catch it there, I think it's going to be really awesome for them to be able to experience it. I'd say the story is a redemption story. It is one that I think a lot of people can relate to, even if they haven't gone through the exact things the character has gone through. I do think that it's a very inspiring story, and yeah, it does combine both my music and acting as well, and I really am super proud of the way the film came out. I gave my heart and soul to it, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, we can't wait to see it on Sunday, definitely. What did you take away from your role as Samuel, and what would you like the audience to take away from the movie?
I took, I think the film really deepened my faith, and I feel like it evolved me in many ways, and I hope that I go away from it feeling a lot more hope. And I think that hope is the most powerful thing that people can have. And it shows that you can really go through things and have missteps and still find a way to find grace.
Yeah, and that's really a beautiful sentiment, Max. Admittedly, I saw the trailer for the movie, and just the trailer alone, I think when people see that, if they did not get to see it in theaters, which congratulations on the theater release, by the way, but
Thank
to me,
you.
You're very welcome. To me, it's like just watching the trailer is impactful. It was powerful, and you clearly, I think this is a story that will resonate with so many people because of what it means. I mean, it's literally, I think, if you could compare it to anything, it's literally a redemption story, as you said, the prodigal son. And I mean, that's kind of what popped in my head when I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And I think that everyone has been through things, and there's always kind of a coming back to, or their faith gets bigger and hope is restored when they're on the backside of something they've been through. So this is going to be a beautiful story. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for people who haven't seen it to be able to sit down and watch this with their families, and just the wonderful message that it's going to convey.
Yeah, I think that was one of the most beautiful parts about it. Obviously, getting to be able to dive into the role was incredible for me, but just the message in and of itself is beautiful to be able to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I have a feeling that it's going to be one of those movies that will live on and on, that any generation will be able to watch and feel the message that's coming through.
Yes, and I hope it helps a lot of people as well. Yes.
Definitely. Well, we want to thank you so much for taking the time again to join us. And we look forward to the movie on Sunday, Easter Sunday, by the way, people, anybody listening, on Up TV, Southern Gospel, as well as your new music and any other projects that you have coming out in the future, because we absolutely adore you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. You have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Take care.
You've been listening to Tuning Into TV, where we feature interviews with actors from television and movies, both past and present. Be sure to follow us on social media at Tuning Into TV, and that's with the number 2, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And be sure to also check out our website at tuningintotv.com. That's the number 2, tuningintotv.com. And feel free to drop us a line with questions and comments at tuningintotv@gmail.com. Again, that's with the number 2.
And thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more to come.